Alright, I got these welded in. The welds aren't the prettiest, but pretty sure they'll hold. I tried to get up in here with the gun and it just messed up. Some of them didn't turn out too awful bad. But I'm not a professional welder anyway. Just put stuff together really. So that's the anti-roll bar all hooked up. And I'll tell you what, these were really easy to work with. I just measured from here to the center right there on both sides, and it took 5 minutes to adjust the rear end. I'm just really happy with those. So now on to the next thing. So this is what I'm going to try for the tank, to hold the tank up. I decided I want to get the tank up as high as I can and forward as high as I can, so I tacked together some stuff that would make it like flush with the floor here. Hopefully, might be a little higher actually. I gotta let this cool though, and then I'm gonna try to set the tank in, see what it looks like. Okay, that's it. It's got enough room that maybe I could slide it forwards, or I don't know, an elbow is going to be a lot higher than that, it seems like. But there's some space up in here. It's just, I don't know, it's going to be hard to reach up. Well, I guess I can reach up in there like this and get it. So maybe I'll slide it back. I don't know, yeah, it'll be hard to get to, but that's where I want the tank. Sitting on these angles, and I could run a strap down there and maybe some all thread and a shorter piece of all thread on each side and crimp it down. So then under here, I was thinking about putting a fan and set the transmission coolers across here, one here and one there, and then a fan. And then on the side of this tub, I was thinking about drilling big holes all the way around so that the fan can suck the circulation, suck the air through here and then down through the transmission cooler. And that'll, I mean, I don't really need to get rid of this tub. It's not gonna, I mean, I don't imagine it'll save me that much weight. I could also, if I wanted to, get that fuel pump up above here and run the hose from there to over here, you know, around the side and then back through the one of the massive holes I plan on maybe possibly, this is just thinking about it, one of the holes I'm gonna drill in. It's not nothing set in stone, but that's kind of the plan. And so with this, doing it like this, putting it on those, I can slide those around still yet and put it anywhere I want, but now I got the load centered. So if I wanted to put the nitrous up front where a passenger would sit, then that would be even easier to, when I go to balance the car with weight and stuff. So that's what that'll look like, going over that hole. Can't really see through the hole, but anyway, I was thinking to run the trans line up through here into this fitting, and then it would go through this and out this fitting, and then this fitting and out this fitting, and then back to the transmission. And then this tank, of course, will sit on top of it. And that gives me room to put not just one, but two, and a fan, and I don't have to worry about it blocking the radiator. So I think it's a great idea. So that's how much room will be under there between tank and the fan. I think that works out really nice. I'm thinking about putting some of those, I'll drill those holes and put some of those crimping nuts in there, that slide in the hole and crimp down, and then just grab a nut there. And then right there, I'll probably wind up drilling a hole for an all thread, and then running a strap up over here, and then doing the same there, drill a hole there. And then the challenging part is going to be figuring out if I can get a drill hole there. And on the other side, I might have to take this switch out just to get to drill that. And then there's the other side. Okay, so these are the fuel lines going up, and these are the transmission lines going back. So I got the fuel lines and the transmission lines kind of running in the same area here. So it goes like this, and then I got them, some of them pinned up like that, and I got a bunch of zip ties. These are really heavy duty zip ties, and they go all the way back to here, and the fuel lines come up under here just in case I don't want to bottom out. So I got them up above that, bolted here. I should be able to get to that bolt. And then these are the transmission lines. Those tuck up under where the emergency brake cable used to go through. And then this is my temp sensor, and I can put it here or here. I got to figure out which one is the return line still. So this is the post filter for the fuel, and it goes up here, and I still got to tie these down, but these ones go up here, so these ones will get sucked up in there with the fuel lines. And then I got kind of a bird nest of stuff here, because this is the fuel pump, and it comes around and goes like that and goes back in, but that gave me plenty of options for supporting hoses. This one here is the return line, and it goes up that way and to the top of the tank when the tank's installed. Now the transmission lines are right here, and they go in this hole, and I made this hole because the fan is going to be sucking out. The fan's going to be sucking out, so it'll be pulling air in here, and that's probably going to let a lot of air in, but I might go ahead and drill one on the other side too. I don't know. So then it goes through the hole and connects there. I need to get a 90 to go from here to here. So what'll happen is it'll come in, say this one, and it'll go back and forth and come out this one, go in this one, and then out and back to the transmission. And the reason I did that was that way was because looping it here to make it just go straight through would require a really tight fitting, and probably some hoses sticking way out over there or something, excuse me. And then, so this seemed like a better option because it's nice and tight. I had the expensive fittings, and this one will go straight over here. I just got to go get one more 90. So I don't know if you noticed or not, but I got it zip tied. I just drilled holes and zip tied this down because people zip tie them to the radiator, and it's protected by this housing and these rubber pieces here. So the pipe that actually holds the fluid is quite a bit off of the rubbing surfaces or whatever, so that should work to hold it down. And then these I have to screw these down still. These are what holds the fuel tank up, so I got to measure those. and figure out where they're gonna be exactly, drill holes in here and run bolts there and bolts here and here, which is gonna be hard. All right, the tank is in. All I did was bolt them in the back and then use these adjustable, well, they're just long bolts with hooks on them, and tightened them down. And then I had to twist that just right to get it to clear, because I really pushed it with my room here, because where I drilled my holes was probably a little too far this way, because I have plenty of room to get my cap off. So that's really secure. And like I said, I still got to run that line, but there's room to do that. And then I don't know if I'm going to put the battery here or up in the back seat, but I might put the battery and the nitrous up there if it's convenient. I'm just not sure yet. I did run the stuff to put the battery here, but that'll put a lot of weight back here, and I'm a little over 200 pounds, so the logical thing to do would be put weight right across from where I'm sitting. So I don't know that, but the tank is in, so, and the lines are all hooked up, so I could turn on the pump and put some fuel in it, but I have to wire the pump first. So that's what I want to do, is get everything ready to wire. So I know this is pretty well half-assing it, but I just squared up this rear end by finding the center, right? Explained that before. And that's my center mark, right? So I measured that from here to that point and from there to that point. So I just thought, well, since I know that's within a 1/16 of an inch, I'm gonna measure from this one right here where I measured before, all the way that way to that wheel, and from that one to that wheel. And that was within a 1/16 of an inch. And I went to the center of this because it was the easiest to get to. But that means that I can say that it's probably pretty close to square, even though that's not with the plumb bob and all that crap. I think it's okay. The only thing I got to worry about now is the wheel clearance, because when I turn the tire, it actually rubs here, and it almost rubs here. So there's that. That and my, I should probably get my angle finder, because I did it with that tool I got to find the caster, but I just put it on the rear, and the rear said 9, and I'm putting it on this now, and this says 9. So, I mean, I don't know, am I doing it wrong when I use that other? Yeah, that one says almost 11. So I should probably drive it before I figure out if I'm gonna try to mess with it some more. That requires a lot more work.